Hey Scorpio, welcome to Get Life 333 Tarot. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm going to be doing a lover spread for We're in a Weird Place and What is My Partner Thinking. I did pre-shuffle already, you know the deal. I'm going to lay the cards. And guys, this is going to be for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So if these messages don't resonate, please check your other signs, okay? Can't possibly capture everybody. Alrighty. You guys are doing well. Let's see what we have. Let's leave these cards and get right to it. Obviously, I'm doing the a lover spread because this is a lover's reading. See what's happening with you guys, where you're at, what's this weird place you're in, what happened. Remember the Lover's card, they have those gray clouds in between the two of them there. And those are issues that they need to iron out before they can move forward happily. That Lover's card is not, all, you know, butterflies and unicorns, actually. It's an indicator that some work has to be done. But I do want to show you guys something. When I was doing my pre-shuffle and my meditation, I have this oracle deck, messages from the universe here, and I do like it. I don't use it too often, but I have to tell you that I knocked over a couple of the cards, and this card came out 2 different times, like uninvited. So I feel like this, you just need this message. It's convince yourself, not others. And it says, the need to clarify, explain, or justify oneself in personal relationships is always self-serving. Woo, ouch. What's important is knowing the truth about why you felt the need, because it often points to insecurities that could be dealt with in more effective ways. Huh. So I'm guessing that might resonate with one of you at least, but I think that's a great message anyway. I mean, I like that message even for myself. Okay, let's get right into it. This is going to be a Wisdom of the Oracle that I pulled for you, Scorpio. Light is funny. And this is going to be just for you. So this is regarding this particular relationship. The message here with the Observer, it's so beautiful, this card, you know, with the fox looking at the moon. It's just saying that, you know, sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees in your way, you know. It's like feelings get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing when a person says another. And, you know, it's often in situations like that, it's very often more the echo of an unresolved past experience, like dubbed over the conversation, if that makes sense. So this is encouraging you to take time out before you react moving forward. It's likely the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. So just take a couple of steps back and, you know, find some understanding to the situation. And, you know, this is telling you to have faith in your connection and trust that you guys can come together. I mean, this is a beautiful crowning energy oracle for those of you who really want to get out of this weird space and reconnect, you know. It's telling you to take the higher ground now and cultivate, really cultivate any curiosity about what you observe in yourself, in others, and in kind of like the whole landscape of where you guys have been and where you're at now. And you're going to find things are really going to get so much better for you. So that's a beautiful crowning energy, guys. Come on. All right. So now let's get into what was happening with your partner, okay? So for the most part, guys, I do want to say this is going to be your partner's thought process and the progression of energy throughout your relationship. Naturally, because this is such an intimate relationship spread, there are going to be points that could be flip-flopped. You just have to know that. I'm going to explain the energy, and if you say like, oh, wait a minute, that was me, or that's really normal. That's a normal relationship read. When it's not a personal reading. When it's personal reading, it can be hit a lot more directly. Anyway, so 8 of Wands. Oh my God, Scorpio. They were so excited when you two first met. Yeah. I'm getting that there was a lot of communication between you two, like a lot of texting, calling, all of it. And yeah, I'm getting that this was after a time for them that they felt if maybe held back in love in some way. Maybe they just had a bunch of bad experiences, you know? And if, you know, you two are doing another go around, like I'm getting for some of you, you guys might have been together previously and then you got back together. And this does indicate them feeling just so positive at that point and hopeful about your reconnection if you guys were reconnecting. Either way, they wanted to move forward with you really, really quickly because that's, you know, those of you who know the cards know that this is a very quick moving energy. So they really wanted to, they were just very excited and they were very anxious to get your relationship moving forward. And there was just a lot of, I'm getting there was just a lot of like, just a lot of passion in the beginning of your relationship. Just like really, lots of plans, a lot of great sex, a lot of great communicating, just, yeah, it was just really intense, I'm getting. And then moving forward, progressing forward, we have this Four of Cups energy. So then as time went on and that honeymoon phase started to pass, they began to feel very disillusioned. Why do I feel like I got this card for you guys another time? But they did begin to feel disillusioned. Scorpio, yeah. Yeah, but let me explain why, okay? When I get this, depending on the cards around it, it's like my checklist card. For those of you who know the cards, and I know a lot of you do, typically this means bored, you know, the person's bored, and it does, but based on the surrounding cards, this is what I'm getting. They've been hurt in the past and felt a real need to protect themselves with this checklist, as I call it. It's like this checklist that they have, an internal checklist indicating what and how a partner should be. And this is just all on the down low in their head. They would never admit this to anyone. And if the person who they're dealing with doesn't meet the standards that they set in their head, they will, at least on some level, reject them. And this is what I'm getting they felt for you. And it sounds so horrible, but this is the thing, Scorpio. This feeling I'm getting was based on that not everything went the way that they wanted when they wanted it in the way that they wanted when, you know, like when, the way, and all of that. And that checklist just started going off in their mind. And they started to create a narrative that you had all these issues that they couldn't deal with, instead of recognizing how it was really just their past, like past fears shutting them down emotionally. And it didn't matter if you were like Mother Teresa wrapped up in Wonder Woman or Gandhi wrapped up in Superman, right? Depending man, woman, you know, that wouldn't have mattered. They still would have felt this way. Not to say that maybe they didn't have a reason, Scorpio, right? Because, I mean, you would know. But I'm not getting that anything that horrible, anyway, at this point, nothing that major happened for such a feeling to result. So I just get that it really was very fear-based. You know? Very fear-based. I don't know. I just feel like at this point, it was like, okay, I'm getting that your partner was just like a little, you know, low in the emotional intelligence area, and when, you know, just a little immature when it comes to relationships. Not that they're not very intelligent intellectually. I'm saying in the arena of emotions and relationships. It's a totally different animal, right? So, I don't know. I feel like they were feeling one way, and if they would have just communicated it to you, like maybe they just began to feel like, you know, sex was becoming very rote and it was becoming more planned, or it just wasn't as like steamy and unpredictable as it was earlier. And maybe they were feeling, you know, you might be dealing with a person here who understands sex as a way of feeling validated, you know? So if you're not having a lot of that same sex, they might have started to feel a little pushed out. Okay, let me not get ahead of myself. So then we have the Knight of Cups reverse. Yeah, so they definitely felt disappointed. They felt the relationship, yeah, it wasn't materializing as they had hoped. you know, making them feel confused and kind of like pushed out. But yeah, but this is the thing here. Yeah, they became untrustworthy in the relationship and unreliable as a partner because of this. It's like the honeymoon phase was over, and then the real stuff, the real relationship stuff kicked in, and the everyday kicked in. And because that real excitement was gone, they started to feel undervalued and kind of pushed out, and use that as a reason to, yeah, I don't know. It's like, or maybe they just saw you in these ways to deflect this fact in their mind that they ultimately were more hooked on the chase and the fun of the newer phase of the relationship. Yeah, I'm getting that. Like, you know, maybe when sex was more exciting and romantic, but Scorpio, they may have at some point thought about looking for romance elsewhere, I'm getting. It's like their behavior became unpredictable and inconsistent, okay. But when challenged, they would really protest, like, a little too loudly, you know, as Shakespeare says. Doth protest a bit too loudly. Yeah, and that kind of set off some red flags in your mind. And then they were trying to deflect it back onto you, making it seem like the issue was back on you. Or, Scorpio, I mean, look, you could have been the one to do this to them, right? Because it's a court card. So it really could be either of you. But at this point, things started to grow really toxic for the two of you. And the only way to avoid the drama was to walk away. You know, at this point. Yeah. But if this is them walking away because, like, you guys weren't having as much sex, I mean, that's just something, you know, put that in your hat for a minute. But let's see where these end up going. So then we have Six of Cups reversed. So, oh my God, they were feeling really nostalgic and reflecting on the relationship, but with a lot more positivity than was actually real. Oh my gosh, Scorpio, okay, what the hell is this? What am I getting? Okay. They locked themselves in the past, but wait a minute, like, I feel like, Scorpio, I'm feeling like they became locked in the past regarding somebody else. I'm sorry, that just came out so cold, and I didn't mean for it to. But I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I feel like it was someone else. They started to feel nostalgic about someone from their past that they reconnected with, and they were confused about whether they should reconnect with them. Oh, man. Yeah, alright. Because then they started just getting caught up in this fantasy, of the newness of the situation, the star reverse, that's what it means. Yeah, Scorpio, are you dealing with a Pisces? Because this is a very, no shade on Pisces, but Pisces gets very caught up in that fantasy mindset, so I don't know. But they were overlooking the details of how this person had no real, true, honest desire to be with them. Like they were really not a good person who they were with. But they didn't really want to be with them either. So for them, I think it was okay that the person wasn't a really good person. There would never be a foundation here at all. There would always be a false foundation between these two. Yeah. But I feel like your partner tried to convince themselves of this false foundation that had very little chance of success. So even if they ended up following through, it was like a follow through for a minute to, yeah. Well, I feel like I got this same feeling. I don't know if it was one of your past readings or not. But it's like they did this not because they wanted to, but because they knew they could. And it was only to help them forget about you because they felt like you were rejecting them. Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah, and we have the Six of Wands. Okay, so this shows that you two were apart, okay? And, you know, I don't know, I guess depending on the situation, it was positive or negative at this point. You know, I guess it depends on your own individual story, what happened here with these reversals. But they moved on. But I'm not getting permanently. I'm not getting it at this point. All right, let's keep going. And then we have the moon. So they began to feel really vulnerable, like a crisis of faith kind of vulnerable here, Scorpio. Yeah. They were in a space of not knowing what to believe, but they started feeling very emotionally conflicted and were struggling more within themselves. Man, they weren't really sharing it with anyone, but they began to recognize a problem that needed attention. And Scorpio, I'm getting that they felt let down by you in some way. Like their intuition was cranked up and they suspected something being off with you. But wait a minute, because if you guys were apart, then what the hell is that about? I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'm getting very clearly here that their intuition was telling them that something was not okay. I don't know. Did you... Okay, this is the deal, Scorpio. You know if you did something. You know, okay? So, if you know you did something, then that's the reason they felt all this vulnerability up in their gigs, their intuition poking at them like that. Okay? So you know that that's the story if you did something. Okay? This is how they handled it. If you didn't, this is the truest sense of deflection due to the bullshit that they were pulling over here. So, all I know for sure is that they were playing some very serious mind games with themselves at this point. Yeah, absolutely. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. You know, this energy is really there. Okay, this indicates that they were spending money doing things that they needed to do to self-comfort themselves during this time. They were feeling very sort of out of control of things. They were feeling not good about themselves. They were feeling very vulnerable. They were feeling very unsettled within themselves. Very, very strong getting that. Very unsettled. Yeah. Yeah. But Scorpio, this indicates an imbalance in your partner's mental health at this point. Like, and they just didn't want to see it. Yeah, oh my God. Oh my God. It's just really just very unsettled. But then, holy hell, then we have the Seven of Wands. Then they're ready to fight for your love, but they're feeling unsure of where you're really at, like really at, under your words. Like this, this indicates like morality, which is not easy for them right now, but it's like they had this wake-up call right now, like this is happening. Like, yes, this is not easy for them, but they feel as ready to explain or defend their situation in the relationship as they are to defend yours. Maybe to like validate your feelings. Scorpio, this is honestly like they took an enlightenment pill. Like the overnight grown-up. I don't even understand, but it's very clear. So either you did something and they found it in themselves to forgive you, or they went through something and they did something shady and they are so ready to fight for you to get back with you. Because I am getting, like, I am not a fan of the whole cheating thing. I do think there are certain things that just should not happen in relationships. But I feel like the situation here grew kind of like out of control and they just needed to seek solace in something. And they ended up at least entertaining this person from the past. I don't have an Emperor reverse card here kind of thing. I don't have that reverse like King of Wands. Because if I had that, I'd be like, listen, she did it, doesn't really matter. Totally did this. So I'm getting like, I'm not getting that they actually followed through, but they came really damn close if they didn't. but it was only to feel better because of you, is what I'm getting here. Yeah. There you have that. All right. So I'm going to pull a yes, no card, and if it's okay with you guys, I'm actually going to ask the question this time, if that's okay with you. And I don't know, I'm feeling kind of good about this. I don't know. Are you? You guys? I don't know. Okay, God, Spirit, Universe, will Scorpio and their partner evolve to a better place from this weird place? Will Scorpio and their partner evolve from this weird place to a better place? Will Scorpio and their partner evolve from this weird place to a better place? Haha, yes, you will. If you want it, you have free will, Scorpio. You have free will. I don't know if they went through with something, if you learned, and that was the secret maybe that you found out. Obviously, you need to apply it to your situation, but the archetype of Scorpio, the energy is absolutely supporting. This is not only a yes card, but it's two. It's two of wands, right? The wands are will, and this indicates a plan forward. So I love this card for you guys. If you guys really want to fix this wackadoo connection that you guys have right now. And I'm really happy if that's what you want. So, yay. All right, Scorpio, that's what I have for you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you next time. Bye-bye.